Alright guys, welcome back. We got another insane war today. Ended up with 20 fights. It's nuts. Let's go through the first one. I did speed up the phase 1 fights just a little bit more than usual just because we have so many fights to get through. Some of them took really long, some we didn't play our best, but we did get through the majority of them here. So first off, we've got Ebb and Flow knockdown. Darkhawk, we've done this one before with Magneto. Nothing too crazy, just when you knock him down, he's going to be debuff immune for, I think, 6 seconds. But we can just counter his special one here. He's got recoil running, so it makes it a little bit easier. And it's not too bad. So this fight, not really a problem. You can see all those auto block fails because he's #metal. That's why we bring in Magneto. Next, okay, we don't have a bishop fight. We don't have Colossus this time. So we can use the attack tactic that on heavies with an armor up. I can put a slow debuff on, so you can see there. But I forgot to take into the account that Thing can purify the debuff, I guess, when he gets his protection. So I keep going for the heavy attacks to reapply the slow, but right there when he throws the special, I guess, or I must have triggered the protection, and bye bye slow debuff, and I get clipped a little bit. So I kind of have to go from changing my playstyle from relying on the slow, because you can see it disappears there, so that I focus more on his rock stacks at the same time. So I have to be a little extra careful here. He does have heavy-handed, so I can't bait his heavy attacks. So here I have to strategically go for a heavy here. I know it applies a slow, but I'm kind of stuck in the corner here, so I use the special 3 to get out of it. I wasn't sure if the slow, even though it applied, if I'd be able to attack through his unstoppable, and I wasn't going to test that out in the middle of Alliance Quest. I should have been able to, but I didn't want to test it. So here, again, he purifies that slow, so it's kind of annoying. There, again, I had the slow applied, so I was able to attack over 15. So I am taking advantage of it as best I can, as long as I can see that it's actually applying. And then that's fine. We get through the fight, no problem. Now we have Nova. If you've seen the channel, you've seen Nova before. It's not really a problem with Magneto. We're going to go ahead and try and get some heavies in if we can, parries if he wants to play nice. But really, for the most part, bait his special 1, attack back in, and this is power alternator, so I have to throw my specials. Again, he's running recoil, so he's just melting away every time he throws a special. I can intercept him no problem because he's #metal. Magneto takes him down every single time. No problem there. Now we hop onto path 9. We got Kingpin for Arcus on hazard shift for the first fight. Again, Kingpin just wrecking everything in Alliance War for me. I think him and Magneto had the most amount of fights this war. I think it ended up being Magneto probably had 6. I think Kingpin had 5. So that was pretty awesome. Next, we had an Elsa, and I had a feeling this Elsa was going to have... I couldn't tell beforehand if this Elsa was going to have suicides on or not, like the, Liquid Courage and Double Edge. I don't think she ended up having it, but we went with APOC just in case. I didn't want to deal with the degen on Kingpin, and I knew I was going to use him for a bunch of fights. So I thought Apocalypse was a safer option. I can become Incinerate immune, just hit her during the Incinerate phase, back off like I'm doing now during the Poison phase. You can hit into the block or back away, bait the special 1, and attack back in during the Incinerate phase. I haven't had to do this in a while because I've been just blitzing hazard shift fights with Kingpin, but I used to do this all the time, depending on which champion I was using. Sometimes only Poison or Incinerate immune, and you kind of have to dance around in between the phases, and that's what we do for this fight. But it's not a problem, and Apocalypse gets himself a charge, which ends up being helpful later on. So next up, we've got a Mole Man, also with hazard shift. Now I could have gone with APOC and been able to get to freely parry and only hit in half the time. Instead, I figured I could go ahead and just bait some, heavy attacks and specials with Kingpin, and I can just blitz it. I don't have to worry about dancing around in between phases. I can just dance around to specials. There we go. Bait some specials, attack back in. Really not a problem with Kingpin whatsoever. Purify some debuffs, get our own, Fury there. And again, running recoil, so I think he's just going to kill himself after the special anyway. There we go. Next, we just did this Kingpin fight last time. We did it with a White Magneto pre-fight and Dr. Octopus. A bunch of guys were like, hey, why don't you just use Apocalypse? And since I was going to bring Apocalypse for Elsa, I'm like, sure, no problem. Let's go ahead with Apocalypse for this Kingpin fight. The only thing with Power Snack is I have to be really careful when he gets to like a bar of power. I don't want to push him to 2. And I get clipped here, which is not great. And, it wasn't I don't know what it was this war. Maybe it was the frustration of our guys running map 6 and like everyone going nuts about the way map 6 was going. I think everyone was pretty frustrated. I know there's some bugs going on right now, but I definitely got clipped a few more times than usual during this war. Still came away pretty happy with how it turned out. I know some guys don't want spoilers in the video, so we're gonna try and keep the spoilers to a minimum. 20 fights is there. Not gonna tell you how many solos until we do it, but right now we're on a massive deathless streak, and we're gonna see if it can continue. We had 2 deaths in the first war, and then we've gone deathless since, and now we're in war 6. We'll see if we can keep it alive. So here, really, I'm doing a really nice job of backing off Kingpin's throwing specials. It's working out pretty well. Again, we can parry freely against this Kingpin if we have to. And a few more specials, and we're done. So there, bait one more special here, and this combo should take him out. Or one more. There we go. Down goes Kingpin. So next we have Null. I've done Null before, but this is Null on Mixed Master, Aggression Prowess, Power Focus 1. And I initially got off to a nice start. Initially I had an invulnerability boost on, and immediately my parry fails. He goes right through my block, parry, whatever you want to call it. And so now I'm already messed up right from the start. So now I can play inverted controls here. So I go ahead and I'm like, all right, I got to spam the special one. I got to get that prowess down. All right, I go ahead, and he's also, every time I get into the, like that abyss phase or whatever we want to call it, he gets a quick little unblockable and unstoppable, and I don't usually have to deal with that because I can parry heavy, no problem. But here I can't parry heavy a single time. I have to, it's Mixed Master. I got to go like medium, light, medium, throw a special, then I can throw a heavy. And initially I wanted to, I think I had started with like, I really wanted to build up to some special 2s. And again, it's Mixed Master with inverted controls. It was definitely messing me up. I got myself all confused at certain points during this fight. You can see I'm going inverted controls, trying to land those specials. I finally get off a nice special 2, and at this point I'm like, all right, this is feeling a lot better, but it's a very confusing fight. And I'm sure if I did it next time, I think I'd play it a little bit differently, but there are a few spots there, like there, I really thought that I had moved out of the way, and instead I get clipped. And every time I feel like I get into a decent rhythm on this fight, he takes me out of it. And again, I get clipped by that unblockable there. I keep throwing special 1s just to lower his prowess and get myself out of trouble. But it's really unfortunate, and we're kind of battling. I get him down to like 20%. I'm at like 19%. I got to evade another special 1. And again, I'm just using my special 1 just to try and get some spacing. And unfortunately, the Deathless streak is going to come to an end here. I can't quite outdo him here, and he gets me. I'm frustrated, but, you know, that's all that I thought it was. Even though I played pretty bad there in the end, like we almost got him down, and I think that was a pretty good attempt. If I see him there again, I think I would do a lot better. But Apocalypse just came in to finish the job. I didn't feel like reviving and healing up Doom at that point. Next, we've got an Encroaching Stun, Power Reserve Spider Ham, and I don't even think I think Kingpin just melts him down before he even gets to the Encroaching Stun timer. 10 hits in, he's just melting away. He's got like Liquid Courage Double Edge. He's fading fast. And before that, there I throw the special at the end, and he's done. So super fast there. Now we've got, we'll continue on path 9 for a second. We got Domino on Window of Opportunity Stun. One Eye Open. So I want to go in with Apocalypse. I just have to remember not to hit into her block, not to trigger a stun. Because I could, at this point, I can trigger a stun through the block. But instead, I'm just going to try and bait heavies, bait specials. I went for that. I really wanted that special 2 to hit. She got the evaded. I know she had the lucky on. It was a calculated risk, we'll call it. And it didn't work quite there. But we're fine. We can still go ahead. She throws a heavy. We get a little counter in. Get the bait on the special 2. And then we get the special 1 to drop, and she's done. So Apocalypse does his thing. Great. Now, someone actually in my battle group was like, we should put MODOK on node 25. I hear that's really good. And then the next war, there he is, node 25 for me. And so this is Kinetic Transference and Footloose. I went in with Magneto because I want to be able to hit him freely. Unfortunately, there, I don't know what it was. My evade on his, that first special 1, I get clipped. And then I don't know what happened. Normally I can do it. You've seen it in previous wars right there. I get it no problem. So the goal here is just to build up to a special 3. Again, with the Kinetic Transference, it's a little annoying because I kind of have to take some blocked hits plus high ground. So the blocked hits have energy damage. Not fun. So I'm trying to build to a special 3. I get stuck up against the wall. I try to charge a heavy attack. I get saved by my Unstoppable. I charge it again. I get like 24 prowess, and we pull out his battery. He goes flying, and we just bait one more special 1, and he dies from the bleeds. So we get away from it. Not the cleanest, but we get it done. Next, we brought Mole Man specifically for this fight here, just in case, you know, we don't want to deal with shock immune, and I can deal with her evades, and we're actually going to use the Mole Man Intercept right there to go ahead. I know I take a little chunk of damage again. I'm not sure if it's just because of the way that Black Widow works. I'm trying to, but I did take a little chunk there. But for the most part, I don't have to worry about her evade here. I can just go and freely hit in, drop some specials, build the monster mass back up, and when the timer is ready, we can go ahead and we're going to go ahead and grab another heavy attack soon. We'll first bait the special 2. And now we're going to go parry heavy, and now we can we got Frenzy ready again. So again, I'm not sure what, I have to look at it again, but I take a little bit of damage, but I get the intercept and shredder. So Mole Man did his job. Now we have a Mojo on, so we got a heal up, Magneto again. We got Mighty Charge and Ebb and Flow Intercept, and again, not my greatest fighting. I think I just gambled too hard with some of these fights. So I wanted to build up too much prowess, and I should have just been patient or be happy with whatever I could get off here. So I'm trying to build to a special 3. Mojo does not want to throw specials, as you can see. So I kind of have to, you know, hit some, take hits into the block. Finally, Mojo throws a special 2. No problem. We evade most of it. Our health is looking good at this point. And again, with Mighty Charge, I can't get the traditional parries. I have to go for some intercepts just like that. Now here, I probably should have just thrown the special 3. But instead, I waited for her to throw a special. Sorry, for Mojo to throw a special. And then I go ahead, I try, and I gamble. I try to charge up my special 3, and right there I get clipped trying to charge it up. So I'm like, all right, let's just throw it. We'll get some adrenaline healing back. So a little bit of a waste there. The bleeds immediately disappear, but we get a nice chunk of them to take out some damage. And we'll just spam a special 1 there, and down goes Mojo. So happy to get through it. Wasn't the best way I should have played it, but happy that we got the solo. Here, initially I was thinking Doom, but I've remembered this is Window of Opportunity's done empowered immunity, so I don't want to give him too much power. I hate dealing with Silver Surfers like special 2 for the most part, so we're going to go Kingpin here. Plus we'll just top up our healing here. We're going to have our own rage debuffs. We're going to have the armor breaks from Silver Surfer. Kingpin is just going to wreck him, no problem. And again, the damaging masteries are on here, like Liquid Courage, Double Edge. So and recoil, so it's just making the fight that much easier. Go ahead, bait another heavy, and down goes Silver Surfer. All right, now we have an Apocalypse. Now, normally I like to do this one with like Doc Ock, but we're going to go Doom in this one. We got Kinetic Transference, Feats of Indestructible. And again, sometimes I play it correctly, sometimes not, but we get it done. It was a little nerve-wracking on this one because his specials into the block do cause a lot of power gain, which is why with Doc Ock you can actually get the power lock on, which is why I like him here. But Doom was my best option for this fight, and other guys were having a rough go in our battle group. Our battle group's been amazing, and this is probably our worst war in a while. It's very hard to push from Platinum 2 to 3. It's probably one of the hardest, from Platinum 4 to 3 or from 3 to 2. It's very hard to make that progression up. You got to get lucky with your matchups, and you have to perform and execute and get a bunch of wins in a row to move up the ladder. And we're right on last season, we were right on the cusp of Platinum 3. Right now we're still in the midst of Platinum 3, and hopefully we can stay there for the rest of the war. For the rest of Season 30. But here we go. Again, that special 2, I should have waited an extra second for that, for the Feats of Indestructible to disappear. But we're fine. We'll go ahead, steal his power. Played a little bit slower than I would have liked, but we get through it anyway. Again, I do the same mistake for the second time in a row there. Where I threw that special 2. It's okay. We'll take his. We'll counter his special 2. At least he's not immune to shock. I know he's immune to the incinerates anyway from the special 2, but it's fine. We're just slowly taking him down. Not in the risk of dying here, but could have been a faster fight. But for the most part, there we go. Finally get a special 2 to end it. All right, next up, someone went in and took a crack at Kitty Pryde without Guillotine 2099. I had a Guillotine 2099 specifically for this Kitty Pryde because when you play Kitty, you don't want to give her prowess. And I played this one terrible. I don't know, I was a little frustrated. Went in, get clipped by her heavy attack. But it's fine. We'll make a comeback here. You just don't want to give her prowess, and you give her prowess by parrying and with critical hits. And so if you play it stun immune and you go with Guillotine 2099, then there's going to be no prowess. If there's no prowess, she can't turn invisible. If she can't turn invisible, there's no miss mechanic to deal with. So we have no problem there. We bait the special 2 before, we bait the special 1. And again, clipped for the second time by a heavy attack. That was super annoying. And then I think that's the second special 2 that we've countered. But then we go ahead and we get parried. Again, not my best gameplay this war, but we got through 20 fights, so I can't really complain about it. So again, we're going to hold on to that special 3 and then I walk right into a special 2. Luckily, we have our healing to rely back on. And again, we lost our combo for like the second time this fight. We get the intercept. We get the ebb and flow intercept fury. We drop a special 3 under 5%, and we get out of this fight. And we needed the charge there because we got another Guillotine 2099 fight coming up. Next, we have to fight a Guillotine 2099. We're going to do this one with Magneto. We've done this one a whole bunch of times. Again, there's a chance on this node for Magneto to completely bypass the, was it like Indomitable, like one max 1% per hit. But Magneto can bypass that no problem for the most part. And we've had some fights where the special 3 completely nukes them, and sometimes where the special 3 just puts some armor breaks on and doesn't actually do a lot of damage on the initial special 3. So we'll bait the special 2 here. We're almost at our special 3. We drop it, and it's one of those wars where, let's see, it does not nuke him. So it's fine. It puts like 20 armor breaks on. We can get a huge heavy that bypasses the damage cap. Another one that does. We get clipped for a second, and we recover. Get the parry to get rid of her healing. And we got lucky there because the magnetism got rid of the unblockable. So that was good. Next, we've got an Emma Frost. So we heal up Guillotine 2099. We got a Stunning Reflection, Polka Dot Power, Stun Vulnerability, Emma Frost. We are just going to play this Emma Frost Stun Immune. And again, for whatever reason, at the beginning of this fight, we start off really well, get a heavy counter, an intercept. We're feeling pretty good at this point. Another heavy counter. No problem. We got the combo. I'm feeling really good about this one. And then when it just comes to her throwing specials, I get clipped by the first one. Okay, we get our our combo shield triggered, so I'm still feeling pretty good. We're like, and then boom, there goes the combo shield. And I don't even have to try and evade it. I can just take it on the block. And that's what I was telling myself. I'm like, just block the special. But when, for whatever reason, the combination of like not wanting to trigger a parry and get the stun reflection, I don't know, I was a little hesitant at the beginning. There we go. Just go block, inverted controls on the second half and attack back in. Bait a heavy attack. And then when we do get some power from the degens for Polka Dot Power, we can just try and keep her power drained so we don't have to deal with the special 2. And again, there we go. Nice. I think that was like a full evade on the special one. And again, we don't need Guillotine 29 for any more fights, so I can just keep spamming specials. And we're just about done with this one. So again, some screw ups, but we recover and we're done. All right, next up, we've got a Hit Monkey on Hazard Shift Stun Immune. You know who's coming to this fight, right? That's Kingpin. So Beta Heavy with Hit Monkey, just pound into him. I don't really need, I'm just going to bait his special 1 and keep attacking in. I don't really necessarily want to throw a special, because if I knock him down, I don't want to deal with his evade potentially. So we're going to go ahead again, try and bait a special 1. And at a certain point, I'm just like, screw it. Let's go ahead and we'll, I can't remember if we dropped a 2 or 3 on him. Yeah, we go ahead, drop a special 3. Nice headbutt there. Give him some cash. Bait another special 1 and just keep attacking in that way. Again, throw another special 1. Bait another heavy, like bait his special 1 again, and we're almost done here. There he goes. All right, and for our final fight, we've got another Doctor Doom boss fight. We go in with Magneto. We make him a horseman again with our own Apocalypse. Unfortunately, I don't know if it was just me playing a little too slow. I get clipped a couple times, but or maybe I could have boosted up a little bit more. I was already like triple boosted. I could have done higher boosts if I had them, but unfortunately, it's just a fight against the clock here. And at one point, I'm like right now I'm just kind of throwing special ones, and I'm actually doing quite a bit of damage. And then at a certain point, I build up to a special 3, but I can't even get a bunch of prowess going, and I don't even think I get that many more bleeds than if I would have gotten just from spamming special ones. And so maybe I think that might have been the mistake. If I would have just gone special ones the entire time, I think I would have chipped him down faster. And unfortunately, we time out this fight. We have to heal up and go in. So 20 fights, and we had one of them is not a solo because we had to, finish off someone else's fight, and then one death and one timeout. So, 17 solos, 20 fights. It was pretty good numbers here. Unfortunately, that's our third and fourth death of the season. I think through the last 2 seasons we were at around 7 or 8 deaths. So hopefully in the final 6 we can keep it to hopefully as few as possible as we continue our quest to finish within Platinum 3. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Got so many fights. I'm going to let the music play out on this one. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.